Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. So today is Wednesday. We're on day 7 of our 2-week challenge. I had to check. We've had quite a few designs already under our belt. So welcome, everyone. My name's Andrea Eppy, and I will be your host for today. Welcome everyone that's just joining in the chat. We've got lots of you guys today. We've got Tabish, Sam, Joshua, Rosie, Ariana, Stone. Lots of you guys. Welcome. Joshua said he was just checking the Adobe Max schedule. Ooh, I signed up for that, but I need to schedule what classes I'm going to take. So if you guys haven't signed up for Adobe Max, definitely check it out because it's free this year. It's online. So welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna hop on over to Behance, and if you want to follow along with me, this is behance.net/challenge/XD, and we can go ahead and get started and see what today's challenge is. So as always, if you're not already registered, go ahead and sign up with this big blue button, and each day at 8 a.m. you will get notified in your Creative Cloud app up here that there's a new challenge and that you should check back here and see what it is. So let's scroll on down, see what today's challenge is. So today, I thought I'd try something a little bit different. So what I want you guys to do is, if you had already designed this specific one from back in February, so I don't know if you did or not, but if not, this will be a new design for you. But we're going to redesign that eye health widget that we made. It was like a widget that you would put up here in your menu bar that will remind users to rest their eyes. Because I know I'm always very guilty of forgetting to do that. I'm just staring at a screen all day. I'm sure you guys, maybe you're similar. So we're going to do that. You can add, this time, maybe you want to add reminders like standing, stretching, doing some little, wrist movements, any kind of exercise that you think would be good, just getting up out of your chair. And this time we're going to add sound notifications. So I'll show you, let's see, which one was it? This one was the one that we created way back in February. So if you did that one, you might have to dig back and see what your design looked like. But we did this sort of animation with the eyes, focusing far and near and blinking, just kind of a reminder to rest your eyes. So we're going to redesign that a bit today. And let me find the one that we're going to work on today, since I know you guys like to see the sneak peeks. This is the one that we're going to be making today with some sounds. And hopefully you'll be able to hear this through my microphone. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a nice little ding. So just reminding you to stretch, rest your eyes, all those good sort of things. So that's what we're going to be making. And let's hop on back here. So as always, if you want to, you can grab the starter file right here. Just has some resources like links to icons and just tutorials and things that I find helpful. So you can download it up here. Just direct download right there. And you'll get that resource file. And as always, if you missed any of these streams from this week or last week, you can always go back and rewatch any of them by pressing this. So be sure to, we're live with this stream every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, so you can always check back here. And of course, if you're not already a member of Discord, be sure to share your work after you're done over there. So you can sign up right here. And this is what Discord looks like. Got a lot of amazing designs going on in this current challenge channel. So if you do want to submit your work for feedback, you can see what mentors are online. I'm over here. And then, you can just get some inspiration from like what other people are working on. This was the one from yesterday. And we will look at some of these, if we have time, towards the end of the stream. But definitely sign up for the XD server on Discord if you're not already a member. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So this, like I mentioned, that's what we're going to be creating today, a little widget. And this is the starter file. So since we're going to be working in sound, let me show you a place where you can download some free sounds and use them in your design today. So we're going to be using these this is a designer that works on the XD team. His name is Sam Anderson, and he shared this case study a while ago. And if you scroll on down, he's got this free sound kit folder. It's got a bunch of just like random sort of whooshes and dings and just all those nice sort of sounds that you might use for micro interactions like what we're going to be working on today. So you can download that here. Hopefully Sam, our mentor in the chat, can provide this link, but this is another Sam Anderson. So just go ahead and go to his profile and check out that case study. So it's this one right here, if you want to use those sounds. So the sounds, that is going to be in the prototype tab up here, and we're going to be focusing right in here. It's grayed out right now, so you can't see it, but it'll be right in here. That's where the sounds are. And think of this as like a timer, a mix of like a timer app and sort of resting your eyes / exercise reminder, mostly like a reminder app. So lots of timer apps out there for inspiration, of course. And this is the resource booklet if you want to look through any of these tabs. Like I always mention during every stream, it's always there for you if you want it. And this is where to share your work when you're done on Behance and Discord. And let's get into today's tips. Okay, so we initially designed this one back in February, so hopefully you did design that one. But basically, sounds are a really great way to notify our users when there's something important, an important notification. In this case, it's going to be a reminder. So just in general, in design, I try to use as many senses as I can. So not just obviously sight and touch if we're on our phone, but as many different senses as we can. So that helps it just be a little bit more interactive, engage the user a little bit more. And so micro interactions are really great for this. So you can think of, for touch, another way besides just, tapping around your typical interactions could be tactile feedback when an error happens. For sight, it might be a little bit of an animation when an icon is selected, maybe like some confetti comes out or something if they do something good, or a sound if a user accomplishes a task. So let's get started. I've got this just 1920 by 1080 artboard already started, and someone has a big announcement at Max. Maybe. Oh, I'm just reading the chat over here. Oh my gosh, Richard, that's such a good idea. He said we need a boop sound pack from Howard, because Howard always uses the boop whenever he's adding triggers, interactions. Okay, so here we're going to start with our background, which will be, of course, whatever your desktop background is. So just take a screenshot of that, and let's move this over. This is mine. I cleaned it up a bit, obviously. It's not usually this clean. And then just make a little icon up here. I'm going to use this eye icon, but that will be where we click, and then we'll have it drop down from there. So let's start with just something small. Obviously, you don't want it to cover too much of the screen, because the user will probably be doing other things while they're just looking at this very quickly. Let's start with some sort of square shape, and we'll round the corners a little bit. I've already got a few colors over here just picked out, and I made this ahead of time because this was a little tricky. This is just a little arrow sort of drop down knob that I liked with that shape. All right, so let's group those two together with Command G. And I'm just going to use the same close icon that I used back in February for this one. And let's make this a little bigger, maybe like 370 or so. There we go. That way the close icon doesn't look too massive. And then we can bring this down a bit. And I'm also going to use the same settings icon. Let's see. Here we go. That is white, so we can see it. All right. And I want this one to have a little more visibility than this icon, so that's why this one is kind of inversed out that way. All right, so first up is at the bottom, we want to have a few different steps, like maybe every 5 or 20 minutes or whatever you want, a few different steps for our timer. So let's just add a little white arrow area down at the bottom, and I don't want any border. We will bring up those corners just a touch to match the top up there. And then these, the top right and top left, we'll just put on 0. So it's kind of connected a little better. All right, and then in here, let's just add some different like stopping points. So we can zoom out a bit. You know what, I'm gonna lock this, the background, because I don't want to be moving that around too much. But let's add this circle, and we'll just kind of duplicate this a few times. So these will be our different stopping points. I think I'll have like 5 or so. Copy and paste this. And I'm actually going to ungroup this. And then I will make this our border gray. So when it's not on that specific stopping point, then it'll be gray. And then when it does come to that point, then it will turn to purple. So just sort of our selected and unselected states there. So we can just copy and paste these. And really, while you're making these, you don't have to get them exactly, you know, the right amount of distance, because we can always come back in here, select all of them. And then if you don't use the align tools up here, gotta tell you, super helpful, because we can just come over here, use this one, and this will distribute horizontally. Not sure if you saw that because it was kind of quick, but it just evenly spaces everything out. So I use that one a lot. Cool. Now below that, let's go ahead and add just however long we want each of those segments to be. So I'll just do, I think 5 will be easy for the sake of this. I mean, I think that's probably too frequently to be taking breaks while you're working, but let's say this is an easy day. And copy and paste, 20, okay. And then let's just add a line behind all of those. Add a line. And this will kind of fill in while we go through each of those. Oh, you guys are all chatting away, saying hi to each other in the chat. Love it. So many familiar faces over here. Awesome. Okay, let's make this a little bigger. And same with this, I want this to match that gray background. So let's just send this to the back. The send to back, or like bring it a layer back shortcut, is Command and then the left bracket. Or if you're bringing it to the front, it's Command and the right bracket. So we can copy and paste that, and let's make another one. And this one will be, oh, I didn't copy and paste it. There we go. This one will be purple for when the line is actually filling in. So let's add that. And make sure it's behind this one. All right, there we go. So I'm actually, on the first stop, we really haven't gone anywhere, so I'm just gonna leave it at 0 since we don't really need to do anything there. And let's add some icons up here. So this will be what the actual prompts are. Just center that. And I don't want to give this a border. Let's also write the prompt out. So just something short and sweet, since this is a small little space, just a little widget, so we don't want to write too much here. Let's just say, our first one will be start working. Pretty self-explanatory, perhaps. Okay. And this font that I'm using is Atten Round New. One of, I don't use this one too often, but I do like it. All right, so for working, we'll use this little briefcase icon. Thought that was cute. And then I think this area does look a little bit empty, or I guess a little boring. So I did want to add a kind of similar to down here, just another little progress bar going around in a circle. And I wanted this to be a gradient. So I gotta say, it is a little tricky adding a gradient for like a border like this. So for instance, if I would just have this and I don't want a fill, but I do want a border, let's make it white so we can see. There's really not a good way to do that, because in fill, we can use this drop down and select a linear gradient, but in border, we can't really do that. So you have to do a little workaround if you do want to do that. Let's send this to the back. So what I did there, if you want to do this, you don't have to, is you make 2 separate circles and then bring the center one in to however, thick you want this border to be. And then select both of them, and then we're just gonna make it come over here to the Pathfinder tool and just make it like a donut basically. And then it's a little tricky, so don't feel like you have to do this part. And then you would come over here, make a gradient, whatever shape you want, and we could mask that. So that's how you could make that, and then you just kind of fill in. It's a little janky. You could fill in, though, the extra spaces, and then don't give that a border, and you could animate that if you want to. So just a little workaround. I always like finding those workarounds. All right, so first screen looks good. Let's go ahead and add another artboard, and we're gonna just copy the whole thing, because we really don't want to change too much on here, just what's in here, this text, and what's down here. So down here, we'll start down here. I want to change this to the purple, since that will be filled in. And let's find that line back there. See, this is why you should name your layers. Sometimes it gets tricky. Okay, so let's bring that up. So 5 minutes, or maybe it's 5 hours, whatever you feel like. And on this one, we'll do rest your eyes. Rest your eyes. And we'll bring in the rest eyes icon. Center that right there. And we'll delete that. All right, cool. That looks good. Now let's hop into the prototype tab, because for the rest of these artboards, it's really going to be the same interaction. So we can just copy the same thing. Now, if you want to, the real interaction would be to select the whole artboard, drag this trigger over, and then it would be a time trigger. But just for the sake of showing you guys, I'm going to make this a tap trigger, just so we can kind of see it at our own pace. So I'm just choosing a tap trigger right here. I'm going to make this auto animate, and that will allow this line to just animate right here. And same if you wanted to animate this circle going around as well, you could do that. But the main thing we're focusing on here is sound. So let's add an action, that little plus icon right here, and we'll choose audio playback. And then, so the thing that I showed you at the beginning, that sound kit from Sam, you could add a new file here, and just, it would probably be in your downloads folder, navigate to wherever that is. I already have a few uploaded, but I'm gonna choose this warm power. And they're all kind of like nice, subtle little sounds, so whatever you choose, I think is fine. And then, yeah, so that should be fine. Let's go ahead and preview it, and we'll tap to the first one. And let me know if you guys could hear that. There was a little nice sort of ding. Not sure if the microphone can pick it up. I think so. Okay, cool. But yeah, so from there on out, I mean, it's really just copying and pasting, or not copying and pasting, just copying the same interactions and just moving this timer right along. So here again, we would add that purple, bring this up so that'll animate as well. And we can change this to time to stretch. And we'll bring this little cute stretching guy right here instead of the eyes. All right, bring this down. And then same thing here. Hop back into the prototype tab and drag that trigger over. It should keep this interaction up here the same, but you do have to re-add the action. So again, I'm just going to choose warm power, and we can copy and paste this artboard again. Hop back into the design tab. And usually I kind of just wait until the end to do prototyping. But you know, just for the sake of the live stream, I'm kind of hopping back and forth. And then maybe this one is stretch hands, stretch your hands, exclamation, and we can bring the little hands icon and center that, a little off center, okay. And the last one, we can copy and paste. And again, same thing here. Let's just make this border purple, bring this guy up a little bit. And this one, we can say, take a walk. Time to take a walk. I'm telling you, whoever is using this timer, it's a pretty easy day. Every 5 minutes taking a break, that would be nice. All right, and then we can hop back into the prototype tab. Let's see what we have not done. Let's do that. Add our action. And if you want to, you know, play around with the different sounds, there's lots of options in that folder that I mentioned. Okay, so I think we've got all of them. All right, and let's go ahead and preview all of those together. So we've got start working. Rest your eyes, and you'll see that little animation kind of crawls along on the bottom. Time to stretch. Stretch your hands. It's kind of funny just hearing it like right one after the other, but you get the idea. And time to take a walk. So cute. All right, and there's lots of interactions I feel like you could do with this one. If you do close, you could show this kind of, you know, folding down and folding up. You could animate this. You could animate the little icons kind of coming in and out. So play around with it, see what you come up with. And this one specifically, I do recommend, if you do want to share on Discord or Behance, come up here to your play icon and then use this little record button. So that'll show you kind of hopping around to the different pages. Otherwise, I won't really be able to hear the sound, obviously, if you just share a static PNG. So try to share the prototype if you can. All right, so let's hop into Behance. Okay, Rosie asked, do you make the icons? I felt the icon and design you do are consistently working together. Yeah, so sometimes, a lot of the times for icons, it'll be like, I had already made like this one for some previous exercise app, and then I'll go back into my icon. I have a huge file just of all icons, and then I'll be like, oh, I like this style. And then I'll usually kind of build off of, oh, maybe I'll make a cute briefcase that matches this or whatever. So usually it's like I find one icon that I like and kind of build off of that. And then just keep them all together so you can reuse stuff. So make sure, of course, I know I always harp on this, but when you share your case study on Behance, come over here to settings and just add that keyword XD Daily Challenge so that I can find your work and give you feedback if you would like. And you can add, you know, a title, tools used, whatever you want, but add that keyword. So now, one of my favorite parts of the stream, we're going to look at some of you guys' work. So I'm just searching, this is the XD Daily Challenge keyword, and I've got a few already pulled up here, and maybe we can look in Discord too. Annie, once again, I feel like I've been looking at Annie's every day. She's just doing such a great job. All right, this is Annie's, and let's look at the prototype. Scroll on down here. All right, so this was the smoothie one. So fun. From yesterday. Almond milk, regular milk, select our fruit. This was such a fun one to design. I love this. Apples, that's cute. And sugar level, nice, good idea. Review your order, very nice. I love that. And I love that gradient in the cup. That's very Hawaiian and summery themed. All right, thanks Annie for sharing. And this one is by Vipin. This was one of the ones from last week, actually. Let's take a look. All right, this was the card. We used the drag trigger and auto animate to swipe through some of those cards. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, great job on the interactions there. It looks so great. Love those like subtle little drop shadows too. Nice job. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is about all the time that I have left. Do make sure that you continue sharing your work over on Discord, because I'll be looking there right after this and give you guys some feedback if you'd like it on your work. And I hope you guys have a great day, but don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes, we have our draw along with Kyle Webster. And I'll see you guys tomorrow again, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Pacific. Bye, guys.